wrote most of Constellations whilst on tour in the US. I can remember sitting cooped up in our van, all squashed, you know, with sort of guitars on our lap, and I managed to have my laptop there, staring out the window and writing that opening section with the Celeste and the Glockenspiel, and it was just, it definitely hit me straight away as something really sort of magical and special. And I think it was a reaction from just being on tour for so long and just missing home, missing my girlfriend, family and friends.
It was this kind of really, really ambitious, like ethereal, huge song that was kind of almost otherworldly, if you like.
I remember just feeling so anxious and kind of nervous about the fact that we wanted lyrics in it. We didn't want it to be just instrumental. Those last weeks, I just had this looming monster in the back of my mind that I had to write some really special lyrics for it. And I literally had no idea what it was going to be about or how I was going to reflect that the real sort of emotion that the original music was written about. I think it was in the last week, I was getting really kind of anxious about the whole thing and just going up into my room in the studio and just kind of locking myself in there. I managed to come up with the lyrics and recorded a quick demo version just straight into my laptop, just on a SM58 in my room, and took it down to the guys and played it to them, and they were just kind of taken away. And it was really kind of nice, humbling, quite emotional point in the whole process, because it kind of, I think it struck a kind of chord with everyone immediately, which was really nice for me, because it was just an absolute relief. And that was actually the working title then from that point onwards, Relief.
And I remember I said, you should call it Constellations. This is, what a brilliant song title, and it's amazing, that powerful moment in the song. So when he recorded it, I think it was on the last day before we flew home, and it was all a bit of a mad rush, and all the spoken bits in the verses are all like big, long one-take wonders.
It's about really looking back and having gratitude and appreciation for those that have guided you and those that have helped you along the way. And for me, obviously, the things that I'm talking about when I say constellations that guide me, they aren't sort of deities and religious connotations and putting people on pedestals. It's much more, for me, it has to be something much more tangible. So it's, you know, it's my loved ones, my girlfriend, my friends, my family, but it's also those that have taught me and those that have influenced me. So just things that have helped me learn, because I think knowledge is really the only way to get through life, and just to keep learning, to keep understanding how you can combat whatever it is that you need to combat in your life.
When we first started writing this in the rehearsal room, I mean, it was obviously a very layered and soundscaped track, and we all agreed it was perfect for the last track on an album. I think the main problem we had is we were aware that with Common Dreads we had a real hard-hitting final track in Fanfare for the Conscious Man, that we needed something that was going to stand up and do as good a job as that does, and it took around a while to, you know, really get the lyrics honed in. But he played me a demo recording he'd done in Thailand, and I was just like, yeah, the lyrics are perfect. And then went to the studio, recorded them in a slightly different way, and it just went fantastic. And for me, it's a perfect way to round off the album. It really incorporates a lot of what we've been saying throughout the whole album, and, you know, one big metaphor and one big example.
I think we put microphones in a piano and recorded the guitar with the resonance of the piano. We did loads of stuff like that while we were in Thailand. It's basically a Vox amp, an AC30, which is a classic guitar amp, like a Beatles guitar amp, that are really sought after and they're really valuable. And they do, when you get a good one, they sound amazing. You have to turn them up deafeningly loud. And we put loads of guitar effects and delay. It was such an iconic riff and such an iconic moment that we hammed it up. We've got to make this a special moment when you record it. We've got to always remember when you recorded it. So Rory ended up standing on top of the desk, basically, like Michael Jackson in Earth Song, and basically played the part. And it was so classic when it came in. Like, we all got shivers, you know. And it's this bit here. You can feel the room. 1, 2, 3, 4. the haunted house made its appearance again in Constellations, and there's loads of great sounds that Tim recorded.
I even found like a sweeping brush that was leaning against the wall, which I was like, when I was sweeping up on the floor, it sounded like a steam train or something, so it went with the whole train theme of the song.
Yeah, and there's loads of other stuff. That iconic snare sounds like some military sample. That's not, that's Rob in the haunted house. The reverb's totally real. That's the sound of the room, which is so cool. Because, you know, no one else on the planet will ever get that drum sound on their record unless they take a snare drum to a haunted house in Thailand, which, you know, someone might do now because I've just told them where to go.
We were lucky enough to have our girlfriends fly out just for a few days, and they helped out with the kind of percussion in this track. That I can remember us all. I think definitely one of the most kind of nice memories from recording, all of us in the big live room, just hitting all sorts of bins, chairs, you know, anything we could get our hands on, just smacking it all in time. And we added that, and it just created a real nice, juicy texture. You know, we sort of covered every spectrum of the EQ range with something being hit. So it was a great memory, a great experience.
Beer all over my face.
My cock's now in the fucking shot as well.